My name is Marcia, and this is my 2022 Wellness Update. So in today's video, I'm going to go over all of my stats from the start of my keto journey, which started March 2nd of 2022. If you've been watching some of my other videos, then were seeing some of my weekly wellness updates, and I got behind on those. I went on vacation and I could never seem to get caught back up on them. Then I did Vlogmas, and it just didn't make sense for me to try and go back and redo those weekly ones that I missed. So this video is to go over all of the stats that I normally share with you. And you may have also seen the 100 pounds lost video that I posted last week. So this is to go over all of the other stats and the changes that I've seen over the past 10 months. So let's get right into it. The first time I took body measurements, so that's the circumference, for instance, around my neck, chest, arms, waist, hips, legs, several spots on my legs, stuff like that. I took those on April 25th. So I'm going to put up those numbers here. So these are the numbers from when I first took my body measurements. Now I had already been following a keto meal plan for approximately 6 weeks at this time. And the total body measurements, so all of the spots that I took a measurement, the total was 440.75 inches. So I don't know if they were before then in February, which was when that first photo was taken, or from March 2nd when I first started keto. I do know my measurements at the end of the year though. And this is pretty interesting to me. In my neck, I lost 1.5 inches, 2 inches total on my right bicep, and 2.5 inches total on my left biceps, 1 3/4 inches on my right forearm, and 1.5 inches on my left forearm. Then I lost 8.5 inches on my bust. I lost 7 inches total on my under bust, so just underneath my breast. On my waist, so right around my belly button, just slightly above my belly button, I lost 7 inches total. I went from 65.5 inches to 55.5 inches, so that's 10 inches off of my hips. My right thigh, I lost 4 3/4 inches. My left thigh, I lost 5 1/4 inches. 3.5 inches on my right calf. I lost 3.5 inches on my left calf. And then my ankles. So my ankles, I measure approximately 1 inch above my ankle bone. As many of you know, I also have lymphedema. That was a diagnosis that I received this year. So with the lymphedema, most of my swelling ends up right in that ankle area, right above my ankle bone, but at the lower part of my calf. So this is where I had some really big changes as well. In my right ankle, I had a 3-inch change, and in my left ankle, I had 4 3/4 inches, so almost 5 inches in the lymphedema swelling, and also some fat loss in my left ankle. That means from April 25th to the end of December, I lost a total of 67 inches. Holy crap. And that's just the inches that I was actually measuring, because like I said, I missed the first 6 weeks of measurements. This is why I mentioned in my last video, the 100 pounds lost video, which I'll put up here. If you watch that one, I mentioned multiple times to make sure you take your measurements and everything at the very beginning. I wish I had gotten those first couple of weeks before I had measured myself or started losing the weight. But 67 inches, to put that in perspective, I'm only 5 feet 2 inches tall. So I lost 5 inches more than I am tall. So 5 feet 7 inches is what I lost in circumference around my body just from getting smaller. That is mind-blowing to me, and whew, man, what a difference it has made. Obviously, when people talk about going on a wellness journey or a weight loss journey, the first number most people talk about is the number on the scale. I usually don't focus on that number, although I do weigh myself almost every single day. And the reason for that is just because I'm a numbers person. I like seeing the numbers. I fully understand that my weight, it will fluctuate from day to day. More recently, I've started following a weekly average to get my weight. And as long as that number is trending down, then I'm happy, even if there's some pretty big fluctuations over time or over the course of a week. And that's, like I said, that's completely understandable. I hit the 100-pound weight loss on December 10th. So that is 9 months and 8 days from the day I started my journey that I lost 100 pounds. So in just over 9 months, I lost 100 pounds. Now, what I find interesting is that over the course of December, once I hit that number, I still have not gotten back over the 260, but my weight has fluctuated quite a bit the last 3 weeks of December. So, and I'll show you these numbers. So again, those numbers were fluctuating the whole time. It was the holidays. The overall weekly average did still have a downward trend, even though I didn't really see much additional weight loss beyond that. And I did end the year at, on December 31st, at 259 pounds as well. So, well, overall, the average for the whole month, I only lost about 4 pounds in the entire month of December. I did, according to my body measurements, I lost a total of 8¼ inches in the month of December. I'm not sure how that happens, that I can lose just 4 pounds on the scale, but see over 8 inches lost on my body. And I've celebrated quite a few things too. If you've been watching any of my YouTube shorts, then you have seen me celebrating getting into a size 18 pair of jeans. And I now own jeans for the first time in, I think it's probably been a good 15, maybe even 20 years since I've owned any jeans at all. And I started at a size 26 pants that I was actually busting out of. Like I was literally, those pants were so skin tight on me at a size 26. And I'm down to a size 18 now. My tops, the top in that's in the photo that I had from February and from the videos that I've posted recently, that top was a 3XL. And the top I'm wearing today is an XL, but I also wear just a regular large. So large to extra large, depending on the style. And if I don't mind it being a little bit looser or whatever, then I'll wear the extra large. So yeah, I've lost quite a bit. Some more numbers that I wanted to share with you, because as I mentioned, I'm a numbers nerd, so I like to know the numbers, and I've been getting my blood work done on pretty much a quarterly basis. I do have hypothyroidism, so I am on thyroid meds to level out those numbers. So I do get tested at least quarterly, so that we can make sure that my thyroid levels are good. They don't always do my lipid panel and A1C and all that stuff with that, but I do have my numbers from when I started. Actually, the first blood work I got earlier this year was on April 12th, so I had already been doing keto for about 40 days at that time, because I didn't have them done in March, my blood work. So the numbers I have to compare are from April 12th to December 13th was the last time I had my blood work done. And my triglycerides, so this is actually a pretty interesting number. The highest my triglycerides have been was 222. Now that was actually back in May of 2021, but my blood work as of December 13th is my triglycerides are at 84 for my triglycerides. That's a fantastic number. You want that number to be under 150. Most of the other cholesterol numbers I don't really pay attention to. My doctor has not expressed any concern with any of those numbers either. My HDL cholesterol is 53. Triglycerides, as I mentioned, are 84. My cholesterol HDL-C ratio is 4.9. And my LDL cholesterol, this is a number that historically runs high in my family anyway. Mine is at 189. And again, those numbers don't bother me at all. All the other ones are normal. Just my LDL cholesterol is on the elevated side. But again, with my triglycerides as good as they are, there's zero concern. And then when you scroll through and look at the rest of the numbers, I'm going to put them up here on the screen for you as well. All of my other numbers for every single test that was run is considered to be normal. So this has been a first for me. My glucose, so my glucose on December 13th was 88. That was my blood glucose for that test. Some of these other ones aren't that big of a deal, just protein levels, chloride, potassium, sodium, they're all normal ranges. I'll put them on the screen so you can see them if you wanted to. The next numbers that I'm really interested in are my AST and my ALT. Those are indicators of your liver enzymes and how your liver is functioning. So when I first started, my AST was at 50 and my ALT was at 63. Now both of those numbers are both very, very high. I was told at the time that I had fatty liver disease, and because your liver is what processes all the glucose in your body, anytime you have a high hemoglobin A1C or high glucose levels, high sugar levels in your body, and your liver has to function much harder than before just to process all that sugar that your body is holding, which again, it takes all the glucose and turns it into fat. So that's how we end up getting fat, right? But both of my liver enzymes were extremely high. So those now, my AST is currently at 14. And my ALT is also at 14. So both of my liver enzymes are, well, actually on the lower end of the healthy range for that. So my doctor has told me that I no longer have a fatty liver. Yay! Now, I did mention your blood sugar levels and hemoglobin A1C. And as you know, your pancreas is what takes care of secreting insulin when your body senses the need for insulin in your body. And my hemoglobin A1C, the ranges that people are looking for is you want to be under 5.7 for your hemoglobin A1C. That's considered a normal range or a healthy range. As the notes say, anything under 5.7 is consistent with the absence of diabetes. So if you have a hemoglobin A1C that is 5.7 to 6.4%, so if it's within that range, then you are considered to be pre-diabetic. So if your hemoglobin A1C is 6.5 or above, then that measurement is consistent with somebody who is a diabetic or having diabetes. So on April 12th, when I had my blood work done, my hemoglobin A1C was 5.9. So in April, I was considered pre-diabetic. The next reading I had was in July. On July 11th, my hemoglobin A1C is 5.1. And as of December, my hemoglobin A1C is 5.0. So that is all consistent with a reduction in my blood sugar. Hemoglobin A1C is one of those that is a 3-month average of your blood glucose levels over a 3-month period of time. So I'm super excited for that one. It now is showing that I am no longer considered a pre-diabetic, and that my blood sugars are actually very stable. To go over from July to December and go from a 5.1 to a 5.0, that's a pretty stable blood glucose number, and I'm super, super proud of that one. I did mention a little bit ago that my weight got pretty stagnant in December. I only lost 4 pounds the month of December. So about that 3 week period of time, I only lost a few pounds towards the end of the year. So that did actually make me think about maybe trying to clean it up a little bit and maybe not have ice cream every day. Because I do love, if you've watched any of my YouTube shorts, I love my ice cream. And I often will partake in the ice cream and keto bar or Quest bars and stuff like that. So this with January, I have started to clean some of that up and not eat quite as much of the ice cream. That said, I did see a pretty good drop the first week of January, and I invite you to come back and watch my weekly wellness updates, and that way I can show you how I'm doing each week. Again, I have switched from doing a total weight loss per week to the average per week, because I think it shows more consistently the trend of weight loss. And I would love for you guys to come and join my videos and check those out. Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. Again, this was the update for 2022, and please check out my next video because I'll be starting back with my weekly wellness updates, so that way you can see how the first week of January has gone. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one, and please leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you all so much, and stay tuned for the cat videos at the end.